Welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your co-host, Coach Ken Canion, a.k.a. the doctor, a.k.a. the professor, a.k.a. Pimp Daddy. What up? Alongside my little girl co-host. Hey, yo, you done lost so much weight. You looking so hot. Hey, look, I feel like I'm cheating.
You so crazy. Why you feel like you cheating?
You know why. I want to say it on the pod. You know why.
I appreciate you not saying it. Hello, 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 hello. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us on yet another Thursday evening. You could be anywhere, but you're right here with the Grand Canyons. And for that, we are grateful. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Hey, I see you got your new braids back. You know you got a new style. I like that. I like the little, they had to grow on me, but I'm starting to dig it. But you know, I love the color.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Color's good for you. Everything. I like that.
But
no, I'm
it's
just
a
saying.
style that had to grow on you a little
Had
bit.
to grow on me. You know, the other
still
style.
hasn't
I was used
grown
to
on me.
I was used to the other style
Yeah, it
first.
still hasn't grown on me. It is
But you still pretty.
I sure appreciate that. I'm gonna do something real nice for you when we get
Probably
off of
not
here.
gonna fall asleep. Oh no.
I didn't say what the
Probably
nice
not
thing
gonna fall
was.
asleep, you know. Oh,
Why does it always have to be sex? Why do nice
that's
things
what niggas
always
wrong. Hey, look, okay, I'm gonna give you the first tip of men. You feed him, you have sex with him, I won't use the F word, and you give him some peace. That man will run through that wall for you. Am I right, Big P? You're right, bro. See? I'm right.
It's the same for a woman.
All women don't want to get broke
feed
off.
You break us off, and you give us a piece of change.
Oh.
A little piece of change. Ain't that right, Taylor?
Here.
We want the same thing. Same thing, brother.
All right. That being said, last week's show was good.
Last week's show was
What was the
good.
title of last week's show?
If he is good to his mother, will he be good to me or be a good husband or spouse?
That was a good show.
That was a good show.
That was a good show. I ain't gonna even lie. Did it enlighten you a little bit about how?
Yes, I think I had it all wrong. You know, I thought that it was I think it was y'all I cannot
why everybody giggling? Why everybody giggling? Okay. Hey, I don't know. I'm in the studio. Is the camera on me?
Oh,
all I know is I don't
that
know.
right there. That right there. That's when you know somebody is down for you.
You okay? Why are you about to? What in the world? What in the world? Yeah, you know how? Hey, y'all don't know this. You know how sometimes you're in the room with some people, everybody laughing, but you. Everybody know what the joke is, but you. Everybody. That's what's going on right now. So everybody laughing, but me. But me. Everybody laughing, but me.
Okay. Okay.
And you crying. Was it that funny?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now.
Okay, go ahead and get a sponsor. Let me get my life.
Sponsor this
program
God. Is the Pocket Communication Coach. Hey, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Now on the Pocket Communication Coach, for the people who are in it, getting it, you know, on the Pocket Communication Coach, we have different type of responses. If you want to respond in a casual tone, you want to respond in a professional tone, or maybe a direct tone. But now, guess what we have? For younger people, they asked for it, we gave it to them. Now, if you want to respond in an urban tone, you can do that. All right. It is cool. We love it. They're the sponsor, pocketcommunicationcoach.com. And also hit the subscribe button if you like this type of content when people laugh. and you don't know why they're laughing. And then hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time someone laughs and you don't know about it. It's you too.
Okay. I'm gonna read the letter for this week.
Oh, Jesus.
I gotta get my life together.
Okay, so let me tell y'all something why she doing that. While she's doing that, I just wanted to say this to everybody listening. The summer months are coming. And in the summer months, avail yourself to cookouts, especially if you haven't, make yourself findable.
Yes.
All right. So you can go out and meet people. You never know where love will find you. Okay. So stop turning down the cookouts. Stop turning down the kickbacks. Stop turning down the festivals, the concerts, all of that. Go. Because you don't never know where your person is. All right.
Okay, I'm ready now.
See, I had to filibuster.
I surely appreciate.
I had to do a lot of filibustering then.
He's so
it's
MTV.
Not it's fillers. I just called it filibuster because that's what I thought.
He's so TV.
I think that's
okay.
Good.
All right, so we have a letter from a young lady.
Okay.
Or an old lady. She doesn't have her age or name on here. So, dear Coach, I love your podcast and the great advice you give, and I definitely need your advice. Lately, I've been on a path of personal growth, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and it's very fulfilling. However, there's a disconnect between my growth and my husband's. I love him dearly, but I struggle with the fact that I am outgrowing him. What's hard is balancing love and encouragement and it not turning into frustration. I want to support him and inspire without pressuring. Oh, I want to support and inspire without pressuring him or resenting him if he chooses not to grow. I want to be a source of motivation, not judgment. So, how do I continue to grow without leaving him behind? What are healthy ways to motivate? And how do I manage my emotions and expectations if he doesn't change? I really want to show up in my relationship with compassion and strength. Thank you, Coach, for your insight.
There were a multitude of questions in there.
Yes.
So, if I can get the gist of it, is that this person is growing. Decided I'm going to embark on personal growth, and their partner is not. Is that what it is?
Yes.
And so the question they had 3 or 4 questions. What was the first thing they wanted to know?
How do I continue to grow without leaving them behind?
Well, that's easy. How do you continue to grow? You're going to leave them behind, accept that you're going to leave them behind. As far as growth goes.
Okay.
I didn't say leave the relationship behind.
Okay.
So here's the thing.
Hold on for a second. Audience, I do want you guys to chime in on this too, as well as we go through these questions. I would love for you all to give how you feel and what advice you would give. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
First off, be okay that we don't all grow at the same pace. Be okay with that. Okay. Now, the bigger question I have is, what if the person decides they don't ever want to grow?
That was a question that she says here. How do I manage my emotions and expectations if they never change?
So let's answer the questions one by one.
One by one.
The first thing is, you are going to grow faster. Two kids can come out at the same time. They're going to grow at different paces. Circumstances, situations, environment, influences will determine how fast you can and will grow. And you got to be okay with that. You cannot predicate your journey on the journey of somebody else, even though you're partners.
Okay.
You and I have grown at different speeds, at different paces.
Yes.
But even when I went through my growth phase, and you were trying to figure out some things about your life where you were moving, what I did was I didn't stop growing because you and I weren't at the same speed.
Right.
But what I did do was I still told you about what I was doing. I didn't try to make you do it. Here's where a lot of people mess up. And I got to ask you this. Did I ever try to make you grow like at the same pace as me? Same pace?
I can't say. I think there were moments when you tried to push me to other things, but you never tried to hold me at your standard. If that, like, I never had to do what you were doing. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because because what happens is we judge people by ourselves. Like we become the judge of other people. If you're not doing it like me, like I would. I had that conversation today
I think
about
you did that.
uh,
I think you did that one
I
time
absolutely
early
did it.
in the marriage. I
I
think so. And when I
absolutely
think
did it.
back, yeah, because I
I
think we had a
judged you
conversation.
based on
Yeah.
what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody listen to me. Listen to me carefully. Whenever you judge somebody based on what you would do, okay? And again, I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad approach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying you can't base everything on what you would do.
Right.
You gotta base it on what might be right for the situation,
Right.
what might be right for that person.
Mm-hmm.
But what's right for you a lot of times ain't what's right for me.
Mm.
What's right for me is the same thing.
How did you realize that? Because there was a time in our marriage where I was at a standstill, where you said I was trying to figure it out and you were growing at at a fast pace at that time. So how did you get to a point where you said, okay, let me back off and let her grow at her pace?
Number one, out of frustration.
Wow.
I was frustrated because you weren't growing. And I asked myself one day, why are you mad? You know why you mad? Because you judging her based on what you would do and not based on what she would do.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is why I tell people perfection is the enemy of progress. Why? Because we judge people based on them being perfect. Think about it. If you ain't lost all your 150 pounds, I can't celebrate you. Some people like, well, they instead of saying, look how much you've lost, you know what they say? Well, you ain't lost enough. So they're judging you against perfection. That's why I always tell people perfection is the enemy of progress, because whenever you judge yourself against perfection, you can never win, ever.
That's good.
Never. And so, what was the next question?
Okay. So, what are healthy ways to motivate somebody who was in a place like me, like stuck, not knowing which way to turn? I was in the middle of, hair, comedy, what do I do?
So I'm
We
going
was
to ask you that question.
so
Instead of asking me, coach, you the coach too. You're
okay.
coaching now. What would you say to somebody? Say the question again.
Mm-hmm. What are healthy ways to motivate somebody?
What would you say?
I would say first, I would think the first thing you would do would be to listen to them.
There you go.
Because there were reasons why. And I think this is when we really start peeling back my life and getting to the root of my issues. There were reasons why I was not motivated to do things, or I didn't have the I don't want to say like the courage to step out. I think it was. So a lot of times it's that. So I would say listen would be my first thing, and then I want you to give something.
Okay. You throwing it back on me. First off, you said listen.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing I would say is self-reflect. Self-reflect is, how did I end up here? How did I arrive here? What things caused me to believe what I believe?
So you motivate me. You have to self-reflect.
Yeah, no. I'm reflect first. I have to self-reflect. Then I got to be willing to talk to you about you in terms of, so not about you, but have the conversation
Mhm.
about how a person arrives here. Some people, first off, if I'm ever going to reach you, I got to introduce a thought to you. See, nothing, then listen to what I'm about to say.
Mhm.
Nothing happens. Everything you have, us building this studio, us doing this podcast, nothing happens until a thought is introduced to
Mhm.
the mind, right? So when a person is not motivated, you reflect, you ask him, your self-reflection is, I'm probing on why, and I want to introduce a thought to you. If this were to occur, here's what you could be. Or you might, well, and then it might be, I might say, then I might, instead of me introducing a thought to you, then I might ask you, how did you, what do you think about personal development, and how did you arrive there?
Mhm.
All right. And but it's not from an interrogation standpoint.
Mm.
Okay. And here's how I would do it. I would do it with subconscious questions. You know, I
Mhm.
teach that. So I would say this: what does personal development mean to you? When somebody says that, what does that mean to you? And how does personal development impact a person's life? Not your life, a person. So if I ask you what it means, now what I'm doing, I'm engaging you. I'm engaging on a deeper level.
Mhm.
Not only am I engaging on a deeper level, but I get to learn. So I get to peel back a layer of who you are.
But how is that motivating?
It's not necessarily.
That was what are healthy ways to motivate?
Oh, that was the question. Yeah. I thought it was just step 2 of what I would do.
So
See,
we're thinking of ways
so
to motivate.
So let me say this to you.
And that's why
Motivation
I
might
said
be,
you first step would be to listen. You would have to figure out.
and then I'm to myself reflect. Motivation might be the 5th step. See,
Ooh,
that's what I'm
okay.
saying to you. Motivation, there might be 4 steps prior to you ever getting motivated.
Okay.
You don't just motivate people. First, you got to find out who they are, what motivates them, and why. What motivation means to them.
Mm-hmm.
What is the driving force? Most of us try to motivate people and we don't know shit about them.
So let me ask you this right here.
Yeah.
So what if a person, I have some friends, they're married, and they're right at almost retirement age. And the the wife is still out there getting it. She's still getting, certificates and degrees. And he's at the end of his career, and he just wants to ride this little thing out until he can sit at home.
Okay.
And so she's really getting frustrated because she's at a point where, she's really out here motivated to get it. And he's motivated to getting out. And so they're not on the same levels. She feels as if she has outgrown him. And he feel like she tripping. Because he's, all of their lives, this is what they've talked about, getting to the place of retirement. And so she gets here and she gets a burst of energy, but he doesn't have that same burst of energy. So what would you say to that? Because he doesn't want, he don't want to raise the he not trying to, you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like me and you work out in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And after the workout, I'm good. I'm tired. But then what you do is go walking with your friends. I'm gonna do extra. I still got a burst of energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm going to get ready for my day. Do you force me to go?
No.
You don't. You accept me because you know that's what I've been doing my whole life. Getting ready to go get it in this area.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different. So again, we're expecting someone else to do something that we're doing. And so here's what I would say. As long as both parties are willing to let the other party be authentically them. And whatever that looks like, if she want to keep grinding, keep grinding.
But he needs to support her in her grind.
Right. But
And
if he wants to retire,
you need to support him in that retirement.
That's what I say.
Oh, okay.
Because when you try to change, he's been grinding all this time, especially if they've talked about it. And now, because we evolve. Now, this is the part we got to talk about.
Okay.
Everybody listen. Scientists say that people evolve every 7 years. We change. Now, you know our cells reproduce every day. Okay? But they say every 7 years, there's a major shift in a human being. Okay? Be it mentally, emotionally, physically, right? And during this evolution, you've seen people change.
Mm-hmm.
Not just physically, but you've seen them go from here's what they desire to maybe not. But as creatures, here's what I believe. I believe we should strive to evolve, to be better, to become a better version of ourselves. That's why at our age, that's why we are doing the things that we're doing right now. Because we're like, life, every day I wake up, it's the beginning of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Till one day, it's going to stop being the beginning, and that'll be the end. But while it's the beginning, every day I wake up, I want to evolve and do something new. You know, there's a study out that they say that when people retire and they stop doing anything, they don't live long. I don't know the exact numbers, so don't quote me. But I mean, I'm gonna read. I'd heard somebody talk about it in a video. But that's just what I believe. I think expectation of other people is our downfall when it comes to their life.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
When it comes to their life, we expect people to be like we want them to be.
We expect people to be like, we do expect us out of other people, though.
Yes.
A lot of times. We do expect us out of other people.
Yes. Well, and what was that last question?
Oh, well, how do I manage my emotions and expectations if nothing ever changes?
So I got a bigger question. I'm going to ask everybody.
Okay.
Do you stay in a relationship? See, here's the thing. Sometimes when a person's growth and evolution, it's like this. Couples, me and you grew like this. We grew parallel. Some people grow like this. Okay? Now think about what I'm saying. We grew on a parallel path because our core values were still similar. But some people's core values go like this. Now, what happens in the case like that? Do you stay?
Do you try to bring it back? Do you try to, I'm always about fighting for love. But when you go like this, does one come back and go this way with you? Or, how do you get back on the same track when that happens?
Okay. So this is when people find out that love is not enough. So when this happens, it means that your value system is not congruent with the other person's value system. We might still love each other, but our value systems are so different. Then that's when the conflict happens. Because our value systems are so different, now we don't know how to get them back that way. But we're fundamentally different. We've evolved into a different person. And then that's the question.
Do you stay?
Do you stay
Or do you go?
or do you leave? Some people are in a loveless marriage, but it ain't really loveless. It's just valueless.
Whoa.
It's the values aren't the same.
Whoa.
They still love each other, but their values are different. And the things that they once had in common, the things that drove them because they could talk all night. You ever notice? I heard somebody on my my academy was talking about, and I asked them this question. I was like this: y'all ever been on the phone? You talk about 5 hours with somebody, and they say, "Yeah." I said, "How did you feel?" Like, we felt good. Now, how do you talk 4 or 5 hours? Because you have things in common. You have a similar value system. At least you think. You ever notice how when the value systems change, we stop talking?
I'm glad we never stopped talking.
We never stop talking.
We never
Value
stopped talking.
system, they go in their cave, they man cave, and then they come out, what we gonna eat? We got that in common. What we gonna eat? And notice what I just said. I said, when the value systems change, we stop talking because we ain't got nothing in common.
Wow.
That is so deep, coach. Flesh and blood did not give me that.
Oh, now he going.
You know, I'm just telling you.
Now he going Bible.
I'm just telling you. Hey,
Let
man.
me see them cards.
Hold on. Before we get to the cards, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
What would you tell them to do?
For me, I remember there was a time in our relationship where we were thinking about calling it quits. And a big part of it was because you felt like you had outgrown me. And
You've said that before, and I don't think it was completely that, but
those were the words that came out of your mouth.
We say a lot of things when we don't know what to say.
No, but I'm just saying I can only go with what was said.
No, I'm saying we say a lot of things when we don't know what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what it is. And maybe I thought I had outgrown you, but the truth is I really couldn't communicate with you. That was the real issue. Because had I known how to communicate with you, I would have known what you felt about personal growth. Before then, I didn't know.
That is great.
I didn't know. And see, if I had known what you felt about personal growth, I could have spoke to that, spoke to your heart. I could have spoke to that person.
I'm gonna give you some tonight. I like how you said it right there. How you went and you grabbed for me and you said heart. I'm gonna give you some for that.
See, why you got to take a deep moment? Why you got to take a deep moment and make it something else?
I just that was just that turned me on just a little bit.
You know what I'm
how you
saying?
reached out for me and said heart. I spoke to your heart. That just did something to my inner spirit, man.
Can you get the game? All right, I'm gonna get the, you give me the team. All right, y'all. So this is, let me put on the glasses. This is our game, the moment of truth. Do you know we didn't sell no games last week? That's unusual. But the moment of truth, it's our relationship game. This is the regular version. We started first. Okay, this is the sex version for all you freaks out there. And we always play this at the end. One question. So go out and get you the combo set. It's really fun. And I can't believe we ain't sell nothing.
You know what I just realized?
What? What you realize?
Next week.
Oh, yeah.
It's my birthday next Thursday.
It is. It is.
So.
Okay.
I'm so excited about my birthday.
You know what? Me and you look at birthdays a little differently.
We do. We look
but
at
I'm
them
excited
so
about
different.
your birthday.
That was not the one time, but that was a time when my family, my mom, my aunts, my grandmother, you always felt just so special. They make birthdays just magical. even when you didn't really get a lot, and it was just us, but it was so many of us that it just always felt like you were just being
I've tried to
celebrated
make your birthdays magical.
You have.
I have tried
You
to.
really, 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 really have.
I ain't gonna even lie to you.
You have done an excellent job. I just love my birthday.
Okay. I love it too. Because it had that birthday not occurred.
If it wasn't for that
I wouldn't
fast swimmer catching that egg, honey, she wouldn't be your daddy. I sure appreciate that fast swimmer, daddy. I don't know if he did push-ups.
Was
before.
you the fast swimmer?
Hey, I was
because you can swim like a fish.
No, babe, I'm talking about.
Oh no. No, the swimmer it come out the man. No, that's right. Maybe you was the swim. Okay, you ready? You ready, baby? Okay, a close friend reveals he or she is gay, but not attracted to you. They were a close friend that you didn't know about. They said that they were gay. You've been their friend for a long time, one of your girls, but they're not. They said they're not attracted to you. You would A, continue the friendship. B, step back, don't see them the same. C, cut back on time with him or her. People might think that you're gay. Or D, ask why he or she didn't tell you before now.
A and D.
A, continue the friendship. It ain't but one.
Why you ain't tell me?
So it's D.
Why you ain't tell me? I don't give a fat baby's rump.
But you think about it like this. Can I say this to you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, y'all go out of town. They've been in the room with you.
That don't mean they want me.
It sure don't. And you know
that
what?
Don't mean they want me.
Can I tell you, if it was me, I would continue the friendship.
I would continue the friendship.
That's what I would do. I would continue the friendship. But you know why I would continue the friendship?
Them, girl, how you deal with that morning butt? I just don't know. I shouldn't have said that. I went too far. I be wanting.
Well, ask me how I deal with it. Audience, what would you do?
I didn't even mean to laugh so loud.
Hey, audience, what would you do? Would you continue the friendship?
I'm so. I cannot.
I done put the card up.
Y'all, you know what?
Hey, look.
Just forget it. Never mind. Listen, thank y'all for joining us.
Hold on. Sponsored by the PCC. Look. And this is y'all episode
number 70.
70.
70th episode.
We've been doing this.
I can't believe I just said what I said. Scratch that.
I can't believe I said, ask me about the morning butt. All I can say is this right here. I would continue being their friend.
Most definitely.
Because you know what?
A
person's sexuality does not determine their character.
Ooh, okay.
And that's what people need to understand. All right, y'all. Remember, pocketcommunicationcoach.com. When you want to find the right words at the right time, you need to go to Pocket Communication Coach. Download it. 3 days free, y'all. I created it. It's the AI software communicated. I'm all messed up, but it's the AI software I communicated based on my coaching of communication.
That morning butt got you. You think about that morning butt, it's got you messed up. That morning
butt do get you dizzy. It'll get you.
Y'all, thank you so much.
You be like this. Hold on. You be like this. You can't find your glass.
But you'll be happy though. Y'all, thank you for joining us on another Thursday evening. Remember, next week is my birthday. Happy birthday, Ned.
Now we'll sing it next week.
I gotta start now. It's my birthday. Come